To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. My name is Apollonia, and joining me is Shade Slayer.
Hey, what's up, Apple? We've witnessed a couple of not so close games so far, but we kind of expected that from the get-go. It was two massive teams in 2EZ Gaming as well as Global Esports. We expected them to have a pretty comfortable run in the round of 64. Those matches are behind us. We have two teams who we don't know much of. BloodLine, of course, we did get to see them in the previous rounds in this very tournament. So since that's the team I know well, I'm going to be rooting for them.
All right, so it is Bhamrat Gaming versus BloodLine for the third game of today, and it is day 2 of the round of 64. So the teams that do win will move on to the round of 32. Now let's talk about the upcoming match. It is going to be the third Mirage map for today. We've never had, continuous maps like 3 in a row. So how are you feeling about this? What are your expectations for this game?
Mirage, again, I think we've already spoken so much about it in the lead up to the previous two matches. It is a map that most of the teams are very comfortable on. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much going to come down to one, the skill gap between the two teams, and second, who turns up today to play, and if they can, the crucial rounds are won if they can set themselves up to close it out here in the round of 64. This is a best of one, so regardless, there is a very good chance that it can go either way. That being said, we are done with the knife round, and
Nice.
I believe we are all but set to jump into the action. I'm just going to have a look. There we go. We are ready.
All right.
Let's jump into the action.
Perfect.
With that, we're going to have Bhamrat Gaming starting off on the CT side, BloodLine on the T side. I am Shades here. Joining me is OG the low-res chicken. OG, what's up, my man? How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. Not preferable that we do get to see more Mirage, but hey, a couple of well-known men at Bhamrat Gaming. Bahubali, Mamboos were District 9 players, if I'm not mistaken, all the way from Ahmedabad. They definitely do have a decent bit of experience, but let's see how it's going to stand in the face of this Mirage. Vishwa spots Armageddon headed from apartments. Although Bahubali is the first one to strike blood, the crossfire set to perfection. AK got tapping away, but he's only going to be good for the first. Bahubali by perfect bait. Vishwa not even land the killing blow though, and that's given them a way back into this round. Although Vishwa, where he once fell flat, he goes massive. Gets yet another frag. It's all going to be on Slither with a slither of a chance, and yeah, that's turned to null. 1-0, and it seems like our Bangladeshi team isn't off to that great of a start as they did in the match prior. Bhamrat Gaming, a strong start on the CT side on the back of a winning pistol. We've seen rounds where the Deagle just turns heads, Shade, and it's normally the follow-up round of the pistol. So I have my hopes set high that BloodLine are at least going to come in with some kind of response.
It probably is going to have to wait another round. They just invest in a few upgraded pistols. The one flashbang from Lisa that is going to set them up for a quick A rush. There's just Angry who's sitting here on site. He has an MP9, and at this range it just shreds through everyone, especially no armor. Gnome though does find one, and the tag through the box is getting a lot of work done.
Yeah, but Mamboos is the one who ends up getting the kill. Bahubali finds the aggression through CT, and that's a comfortable second round. Only a man lost, Shade, and even the person who did end up going down in the form of Angry got 2 frags with the MP9, so can't really complain as much. Really good round coming in from Bhamrat Gaming. BloodLine, they did get the plan though. That was their objective headed into the round, and they've achieved it. This has allowed them to get a really good buy. Let's see if they can make much of this, because right now they have the superior end of both the weaponry and the utility to some extent. For BloodLine to win this, what do they need to do? Perhaps mid control would be the way to go. Although they are looking for an aggressive stance at mid without contesting it. They have control towards either side, going both towards B apartments and Palace, while on the other end, Bhamrat Gaming are playing this as just pure default. They have a player in from Connector. They have Mamboos who's looking towards Palace all the way from jungle. A pretty standard default Shade, and Bhamrat Gaming already starting off with a HP advantage. BloodLine, you can see that they're going for early picks, right? They're expecting Bhamrat Gaming to be on the aggressive stance. This hold throughout the entire map is brutal, but Bhamrat Gaming haven't played their hands into the trap that BloodLine did set all across the map. A minute 10 left on the clock with the aggressive control taken. Now BloodLine have decisions that they need to make on the fly. It seems like a fake towards B is going to be what's on the table. Now the A smoke's being set, but the only problem is Bhamrat Gaming have no reason to rotate. They have the jump spots coming in at apartments constantly. They have a man through B short who can hear of anywhere about towards apartments, and they know it's a fake. The rotation's going to be coming in from AK got to man up the A defense, and this is going to be Shade. BloodLine trying to chip away from the early advantage that Bhamrat Gaming have accumulated, and Angry is in a really, really good position. In fact, the smoke buys him just a bit of cover. Mambu's gonna be good first. Angry, he needed that fact desperately, but Smash coming in with a massive double on the entry. AK got the sole defender, but he ends up getting decapitated. Who is this man, Shade? Smash, an absolutely massive triple kill, opening up the A side all by his lonesome. It's all left on a Bahubali and Vishwa. Bahubali, significantly weak weaponry, but he trades it off to a FAMAS, and the peak coming in from CT. Tap, 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 but he gets tapped in return. The Molotov, Vishwa did spot him at the edge of the screen, but he knows this is far too Herculean of a task for him to even contest. He goes on the save. BloodLine, we doubted them a little, Shade, but they come right out of the gates with a screaming response. 2-1. BloodLine even managed to keep 4 players up, Shade. This is going to amplify their economy to such an extent. Bhamrat Gaming, they have a lot of experience under their belt. Let's hope they put it to early and good use.
Oh, the very last second. Vishwa loses the M4. That's a big loss there. But BloodLine, an amazing round there all the way through. They start off with a very passive hold. They knew Bhamrat Gaming did have at least one SMG, which pretty much meant the CTs normally would have taken up an aggressive position to try and neutralize that weapon disadvantage. And the last 45 seconds, they orchestrated that A hit wonderfully. 3 frags on the entry. Bhamrat Gaming, they never really knew what hit them there, and BloodLine, they kept themselves onto the scorecard in style.
Exactly, Shade. Now, pistols are out at hand. Not a round that BloodLine can just pass out. So they need to be on their A game at the moment. They have this default, Shade, which I really like. They're posted are aggressive at every side of the map, and they're trying to read what the opposition's coming in with, right? When you normally go aggressive on one side, you tend to stack a little more resources to the side you're going aggressive with, just to give you the best odds to come out of that engagement with. Having players all around the map allows you to unilaterally apply pressure, and when you get to know their weak point for a round, that's why you apply the pressure at the best moment in the best way possible. So far, Bhamrat Gaming not showing any scene of an aggressive stance, and now with the flashes barraging the A side, they're going to be on quick rotation. Bahubali, beautiful frag with this EZ. He buys so much time and distraction. Smash might as well end up going down. Visual with the USP has got all weapons, chimes in with a massive kill, and they're just peering from the smokes, fighting from the shadows. BloodLine being dragged underneath, and now the aggression through sandwich. Are they going to be ready for this? The plans for CT, the after plan secured by Sneha. Trunks trying to retaliate, trying to hold them off, but that's simply not going to be the scenario of 1 versus 3. The Molotov atop the bomb, that might bait them going in for an early fight. The AK is superior, but he needs to isolate this in a 1v1. Small, beautiful headshot. Bhamrat Gaming with an absolutely unthinkable round, but hey, this is Indian CSGO. This is what we live for, and the Pistols yet again.
It's been, to be fair, it's been quite some time we actually saw the Pistols go to work in the eco
Especially
rounds.
that fashion, right? Especially in that fashion where you can sense it coming from every step along the way.
That was a beautiful crossfire setup that Bhamrat Gaming had on that A side. They barely offered any 1v1 duels out. The flash doesn't blind Lisa, or at least he's able to hit it regardless.
What an opening, Shade. This is what BloodLine needed. This is how they potentially would be able to get back in the round. Smash, though, really good positioning to get that information, and now he potentially could make a play towards the jungle position. Perfect timing. AK. GG. That was, I guess, the smallest of windows in which Bhamrat, there we go, Bhamrat Gaming could have found the equalizer at. 4-4 now. Smoke to its sniper nest, perhaps smashed, trying to get there completely concealed.
They do have full control of mid right now. Bhamrat Gaming playing in off the sites. Looks like they're going to eventually transition through to a split here. To a flashbang comes through. Does hit Angry at the moment, but they line up for Daisy. Angry finds two. Bounty does give an opportunity back into this, but Angry is going to hold the line down. He somehow whiffs there. That's going to be a big opportunity for BloodLine to try and make this happen. The smoke dissipates and Bahubali can't find the immediate return. The incendiary towards Firebox, no, is playing point blank range and he's going to be left alone here. On site, Vishwa able to capitalize on the distraction provided by Bahubali there at the end. Consecutive rounds for Bhamrat Gaming and BloodLine. Their money's just about enough if they do want to go ahead and force this with maybe a couple of Galils or SMGs. But they're going to do the wise thing here. They're just going to get in some armor pistols, some utility, and see if they can maybe force out a bomb plant and get in a very good position to go for the full buy the next time around.
It seems like a drop palace is what we have in store, with the flashes coming all the way from A main. A quick rush in that as well. They dispose the Molotov towards side default, but the spray comes in nonetheless. AK, he's been on point with the op. Now with the P250 up close and personal, only been able to deliver on the one kill. Slither, he has the AWP. This is the slither of hope that they have throughout the entirety of the round. Yes, they got the bomb plan, they got their objective, they can do far more. They fall back through CT. Big stuff. And now with this frag, they potentially could pick up the off and do more. The flash comes in though in reverse. Trunks could go absolutely massive here. The spray through the smoke fails him. He almost had them lined up, Shay. But what massive impact, and the bomb plan going down as well. BloodLine surely are going to be happy on the back of those results.
If he gets those two frags as he's blinded up, BloodLine get themselves into an opportunity there to clutch out what was almost an impossible round. They go for the Hail Mary play, pushing through CT, while the CTs pretty much had control of the A side right there, and that gamble almost pays off, but the flashbang eventually did just about enough.
And now, 5-1, BloodLine. They certainly have the caliber to fight back, right? We've seen this from BloodLine before, and we're seeing it in this game quite evidently. It's not that these two teams are on separate levels from each other. They're very close in terms of skill, in terms of talent. It's just that X factor that's with Bhamrat Gaming right now. Bahubali with the M4, good on the white swing from Bounty, although the late refrag from Slither ends up actually working. Angry! Daisy D, beautiful triple spray, even gets the quad. What a monster! Single-handedly rips BloodLine a new one, and 6-1, the B-shot crumble ends up crumbling on them instead.
What a massive spray there with the AK. Three-man spray down, followed up by the fourth with the USP. Angry goes huge there at the B-bomb site, and Bhamrat Gaming, they've turned up to play, and in what style, OG?
Yeah, I guess I can only hear production going a little haywire on that. Angry, beautiful double. Man, is this guy the king of recoil. Down at Barrage at the moment. Completely shutting down BloodLine. Double peak, triple peak. Who gives two hoots? He knows his prey better than I guess he does with his ABCs. So strong. 7-1 BloodLine. They've been getting absolutely butchered in the past few rounds. They really need to start taking a time out here, Shade. This is the moment where you need to reset. You cannot allow this kind of momentum to go, especially when you're on the receiving side of bad omen, right? You're having a really unlucky game against you. Perhaps just take a breather, call a timeout, let the luck and your mind reset at the same time.
Yeah, there was, in fact, the scoreline that I believe Reckoning were leading with when Wings were able to turn things around yesterday. For now, this jump spot there. Vishwa has seen a lot of T's heading his way. He's going to perch himself up at the corner.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of these. Oh no, the spray doesn't actually happen. Bahubali though still survives. The Molotov, beautiful stuff. Could potentially even deny the plan. The bomb gets planted nonetheless. Extra money in the pocket for BloodLine. And it's all left on our Trunks, who's playing from backside, now bench. Again, very risky maneuver. AK, he needs the skill right here, right now. The off down, and he potentially could go massive. Bahubali's only on a slither of HP. Ooh, that could have been the clutch shade. I believed it there for a second. Nonetheless, Bhamrat Gaming, they do give away a significant bit of their manpower, but they have a lot of utility, a lot of money to compensate for that. 8-1 nonetheless. A huge and a massive start on the CT side. You know, I'll be quite honest here, I expected this to be very close, comparatively closer than the previous game that we did have. But, damn, it just feels like Bhamrat Gaming are so much ahead when it comes to firepower.
That they are indeed right now. They're completely decimating the BloodLine attack. AK has been pretty stellar in this mid-hold. He's been able to keep BloodLine at bay. I think we've seen them take mid control and eventual connector hits a couple of times only thus far. Aggression this time though from Bhamrat Gaming, it's going to be towards A main. They have a couple of CTs in aggressive positions. While BloodLine are moving the C4 here, this could be catastrophic. They don't clear out that angle, but Lisa walks out of Palace there with the AWP. Bahubali soon probably gonna find smashed completely. Otherwise, that's not an angle you usually check, is it, OG?
It ain't. It ain't. And right now, smashed. Not giving away that frag, allowing the A setup to be in fruition, but this double ram setup, this collapse is going to be absolutely massive shade. With the aggro being drawn away from Angry, Mamboos is going to be the only line of contact, but BloodLine, it's not going to be their A game which is going to be in plan. Rather, it's a fake that they've tried to sell, and now the Hail Mary rotation towards the B side. The only problem here is they do not have map control shade. Look at Visual. Look at how far ahead he's pushed. The Molotov buys him so much time, and now he has a lot to deliver upon. Aggressive angle held, but Slither takes him down with ease. The op shot connects though as he holds on to the DS side. Another one. They just walk into his crosshair, gifting him free frags. The challenge up close and personal. The op shot missed, but Daisy is there for the save. Bhamrat Gaming, the aggression. They knew exactly what's up, but that is a damn good testament to why a strong default is so hard to break when you're doing it right on the CT side.
It is indeed, as Bhamrat Gaming there. Again, right position at the right time. It's going to be a quick A hit though this time around. Two CTs in position. Mombas, he's been completely ignored and he's just clicking away at heads.
Yeah, his defensive scope was very, very smart. Not only does it block a Molotov coming towards Under Palace, but also a significant amount of vision for BloodLine to swing you wide. He's bought him so much time, but Lisa's got in space. 2 versus 2, but Bahubali is going to be the big man with a big task ahead of him. The plan's very safe, so Bahubali is nowhere close to denying it, and Lisa's already made her way back to CT. Oh, no, the timing, it doesn't work in the favor of Bahubali, and he ends up going down. AK in a 1 versus 2 with the op, tries to land the tag, actually does end up landing it. Sehan is down at 17 HP, but it's still the op on the hands. Mind you, AK has a Molotov, but he could have put it to good use. 9-2, BloodLine, they managed to get a second round, but they are treading on very thin ice here, Shay. They need to start getting more rounds, and they need to start stringing it together here on out. They have absolutely no margin of error.
BloodLine, they got very lucky there that time around. That backstab from Bahubali, if he gets the planter there, that was pretty much curtains. But BloodLine, they were planting in safety away from that backstab angle, and Not only do they get to the plant, they also find Bahubali without a single casualty, but the jump spot gets figured out with the AWP. Early man advantage. Actually, it's even Stevens here, 4-4. AK ends up going down as well. That's Lisa up at mid, giving BloodLine the man advantage. Let's hope they can continue to ride this momentum into consecutive round 0G.
We better hope, Shade, because that's what's going to keep this game interesting. BloodLine, so far, they have looked dry and beaten, but this is the only response where they've been able to get a numbers advantage with Mambu's quick to remove that. Angry on the wide swing, but he is exposed from Palace. He needs cover. Mambu's is momentarily providing it though, but he himself has a lot to worry about. Angry misses the flick. His position given away as well. Mambu's going to be on the quick rotation in from CT, while there's going to be a late one coming from Bahubali. Angry misses yet another flick. He needs to start landing these. The smoke in through CT, and now the peek coming in from jungle. Could have been a spray down, but Bahubali ends up coming a little short on that department. Now a 2 versus 3, with the plan being 4 connector and a man playing for the plan as well. It's going to be even the harder, and Angry gets taken down by Lisa. Mambu's, he knows where every single one of them are, but he needs to get the frags. It's the op that saves BloodLine this round. A quad kill coming in from Lisa. 93, BloodLine still stay alive in the first half.
That's the kind of round that not only changes the balance of the economy in your side, but it also gives you the kind of confidence that you need to make a comeback in this matchup. And the BloodLine now have 2 rounds on the trot. There is significant money to go for a 4-buy. We have 5 kits out, but seems like BloodLine have learned from their mistakes here. They've been playing it a lot more patient ever since. Try and work the map for openers, and as of now, Bhamrat Gaming, it is their time to maybe hit that panic button.
Yeah, perhaps it's time to hit that timeout button as well, Shay. That's an appealing option. But now, they're just holding towards the A side, expecting an aggression coming in from Bhamrat Gaming. They do have Angry, holding quite the Angry off angle, the flash to gear Gion on that peak. The spray sadly does not connect. Now the man advantage. Bhamrat Gaming have been giving a significant amount of man advantage away, right? Especially in recent rounds where BloodLine have been able to capitalize. Perhaps that's something that Bhamrat Gaming should really relook at. Smoke nonetheless is decent. The tag comes in from AK. Sadly not the bag. The jump spot, the swing gonna come now. AK. Shot not baited just yet. This is such a tantalizing duel, but Lisa just simply cannot get a break. Now the flood through side, they have control, but for how long is the question? So the rotations coming in from both Vishwa and AK through CT. Mambu's through the smoke, smash down our pieces. Now the man advantage as they start to piece the retake together. There is simply no cover left for the side holder. Slytherin is only good for 1. That is right before they both end up going down. Trunks, confused, baited, and dead. Bhamrat Gaming, double digits is gonna be what's keeping them afloat in this half, or else it looked like BloodLine had a sweet way back. But, Shade, BloodLine still have a lot of work to do before the half even does close out, because 3 rounds on the T side of Mirage is simply not enough.
Not even close at the moment. If BloodLine is to have a chance at the switch, they need to win the 2 remaining rounds in this half. They do have the buy going into this, but where's the utility? It's almost non-existent here. They're gonna have to rely on punishing the aggression. The peek back out AK, that readjustment there at connector gives him the opener, and the pressure now back onto Smash. He spots out AK.
I think Smash is spot out as well. Yeah, he be a real G. AK knows exactly what's up. Courtesy of the presence at short, if I'm not wrong, from Bahubali. Mambu's, alongside AK, have been really good towards the A side, Shade. That's been one hell of a defense they've put up so far. The A side's been a very hard side for BloodLine to penetrate, although 3 rounds they did get, if I'm not wrong, 2 of them were on the back of A side's take, right? Nonetheless, they need a lot more than just 3 rounds to carry them towards a successful second half. Mambus has pushed all the way through T-spawn shade. This is gonna be one hard fig to sell. Knife out! Oh! This is so awkward, Shade. Boy, does that ring a bell, because Mambus has given away a huge opportunity, and now the gamble. Bahubali knows exactly where they're coming from. This is a huge misplay from BloodLine as well. They've given away the jig. Vishwa, he's more than ready for the contact play. The flash comes in, but just momentarily, unless AK comes in from market and he obliterates you. The aggressive angle being held. Vishwa cleans up the round. BloodLine, they were given a lifeline, but they didn't make any use of it whatsoever. Just running back into the stack and being fed to the cattle.
BloodLine, they're trying to go for a 200 IQ play, but Bhamrat Gaming were having none of it. They just stand their ground at the B side, keep the 2 CTs there, and BloodLine eventually ended up pretty much walking into a B grinder. Double up setup out for the CTs.
And the off towards mid. Ooh, minus. Oh, what? Sorry, what? The A side's just down. Questionable.
I mean, Bhamrat Gaming have been playing very aggressive at A, but you don't probably want to take on Angry here. An opportunity given away might come back to hurt them, and in fact, Vishwa is able to trade back from short, bringing this down to a 2v2 here. Make that a 1v2 as Bounty is able to dispatch of Bahubali, and Vishwa's the timing. He does manage to readjust back out, 29 HP. 1v1 Slither though. The nade is not going to connect in. Vishwa. It's going to be a tall ask from him here. Slither is perched up nice and pretty up at CT. Utility wise, he does have the kit, 1 flash and a nade. He's probably just going to have to tap this, get the flash out, and try and stick the diffuse in throughout. Slither, wait, okay. Or you just stick the diffuse in. Pros don't fake.
Oh my god.
Slither is going to probably be kicking himself there, OG. That's probably the worst feeling to have when you're trying to out-mind game your opponent. And he just walks up and just sticks the diffuse from the moment, from the set, right? Go. He had the 1 flashbang. So the ideal play there would have been to actually tap the bomb, wait for some time, a couple of times, and if an opportunity doesn't present itself, then you just throw the flash and try and stick it. Regardless.
The one thing that's got to be gutting them is, it's been rounds like that that's been winning them, these 3 rounds that they've gotten, and a ninja is just the worst way to have it end. Trunks, nobody has checked him. This could be massive. No, he's whipped big time. Daisy, yeah, he deserved that. He deserved every single bullet.
Aye. That is pretty much sign that it is destiny today that you're probably not going to make your way through. He could have just been patient for a couple more moments there, and he would have had more teeth, probably just ignore one and a lot more hits to click, but instead he waits out the entire opportunity to get the first guy and then fires off a bullet regardless. Not really sure about the chain of thought right there, but one thing's for sure, it wasn't the absolute best choice available to him.
Mambus, this is simply not done, Shade. BloodLine.
The flashbang setup is as good as it gets there.
You know, considering that BloodLine might not really have the top of opposition in Bangladesh, I'd say this is a very good learning experience from them. They've made it really deep into this tournament. They got to face a lot of, I'd say, decent opposition. Bhamrat Gaming, again, I didn't know that Bahubali and Mambus actually went ahead and made a new team apart from their latest iteration of District 9, which is going to be a delight to watch as how this team goes forward in this tournament. Just a couple more tournaments like this where BloodLine can get a little more experience, because we've seen them. They have insane aim. Their gameplay seems to be pretty decent, but right now it just doesn't seem to work. And we all have those one-off days, right, Shade? That's what every esports athlete drives themselves towards. Not perfection, but consistent perfection. BloodLine still have a chance, and it seems like they're going to take the max they can out of it. Push towards mid. They're trying to disintegrate this mid presence put in from Bhamrat Gaming, and they've done exactly just that. Every single man at mid has now entered his body bag, and Bahubali, the Molotov, forces him to commit on the wide swing. Another dink, but cannot land that kill. 14-4, BloodLine. They get gifted another round.
Bhamrat Gaming, they pretty much got stuck there at mid. They got their players in early, but the crossfire setup from short as well as sniper nest, they pretty much ended up tag teaming there, play the switch and wait, pick them off one by one, and Bhamrat Gaming, they're the ones to call the timeout here. BloodLine, they've had multiple opportunities to do this earlier, and I think that is pretty much a sign of an experienced team, right? You don't really want to let the slip out pretty much at the early stages itself. That was just one bad round coming in for the T's, but they want to snip it right here, right now, and just close it out and not really give BloodLine a breather. 5 AKs out, decent bit of utility. The guns on BloodLine are not too great at the moment. A couple of FAMASs is what Sehan as well as Trunks are going to have to make do with, but Daisy.
This mid presence is so strong from Bhamrat. Nobody from BloodLine even in the position where they can contest. AK having a casual day with this weapon of choice. And now it seems like it's going to be lights out for BloodLine. 14-4 Shade, bound to be 15 so far. Bhamrat Gaming, this is the first game we've seen of them in the stream, right? So a pretty strong showing for anybody who's going to come up against them. They better be ready. This looks like quite the well-oiled machine as of yet.
Well, Bhamrat able to turn that around. Just the one hiccup in round number 18, but BloodLine here, probably their last chance that they're going to get to stay in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament. The double swag 7.
Double mag 7. The moment of desperation for BloodLine.
It's in a very good spot. Oh, he's going to push it through towards sniper nest.
He might still jump down mid here and slice and dice Shade. I'm in for a knife if you're in for one. Oh no. Well, at least AK was put down with dignity. For now, the man advantage, but the B side under siege for Bhamrat Gaming smashed from a mile away. Tries to land a shot, but simply too ambitious. Mambos, the double spray.
Yeah, there you go. That is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. The C4 goes down, and it is going to require an absolute blinder of a clutch here. None whatsoever coming this way this time around, and Bhamrat Gaming 16-4. BloodLine, this is where their road ends in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament.
All right, congratulations, Bhamrat Gaming. They are the third team that will make it over to the round of 32. Now, any thoughts on the overall match, Shade?
Bhamrat Gaming, they got off to a very good start early on. A lot of pressure all across the map. And as OG said, these are well-known players in the Indian Counter-Strike scene who have pretty much just come under a new banner by the looks of things. And BloodLine, they might have had a pretty easy road to the round of 64, but they got hit by a wall. Bhamrat Gaming, very strong performance overall, and they were pretty much disciplined from the get-go. A lot of frags coming through, a lot of early round advantages that went their way, and they were simply able to just convert that time and again. Huge shout out to BloodLine though for taking part, and Bhamrat Gaming. Signs of this team going pretty deep in this tournament, Apple.
For sure. And all right, guys, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel. And we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. We will be prepping for the last game of today, which is Zawlnei. Is that how you pronounce it? Zawlnei versus RedViperZ. So do stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly with game number 4.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. We are now ready with game number 4, and that's going to be Zawlnei versus RedViperZ. And for game number 3, we saw Bhamrat Gaming. They managed to make it out of this round of 64. Now, in this game number 4, the map is going to be Dust 2. So what are your expectations going to be, Shade?
Another popular map, another very brawly sort of a map pick where it relies a lot more on teams looking for picks, looking to take fights, and a lot less on strategic approaches. And over here we're going to have RedViperZ, an organization from Bangladesh that is known to field or teams across other esports titles as well. Let's see if they can continue their run deep in this tournament here.
All right, and this is going to be super exciting. You know, we've just seen 3 Mirage maps. Now, guys, if you didn't catch game 1 and 2, that was 2EZ Gaming and Global Esports that won their matches. And then the third one is Bhamrat Gaming. So, you know, this 4th one, now we finally see Dust 2 for today, you know, a little bit of a change. How should these teams strategize going into this match?
I'd say just keep your eyes on the initial few rounds, because what you've seen throughout the entirety of today is the fact that the team that has got that early lead has been more or less been able to weather out the rest of the match pretty easily. So if it is a pretty even-steven match, I'd say just get off to a strong start. Watch your backs out as well, because we've seen a couple of rounds that the underdogs did manage to win, where from the back of just watching for over-aggression from their opponents. And in Dust 2 especially, there are many places you pushing long, sometimes through short. You always want to try and get that early pick as a CT side, and being able to punish that over-aggression is going to get you quite a bit of advantage early on. That being said, we're ready to jump into the game here. Zawlnei versus RedViperZ. Let's jump straight into the action. RedViperZ wastes no time in a quick hit through long. Deeb manages to find himself 2 solo fights too, and they just mow them down. The pistols. Not today, says Zawlnei.
What just happened there, Shade? The entirety of RedViperZ essentially disappeared from the server. Holy, I don't think I've seen a pistol round that quick, considering when the engagement started and they ended. Holy crap, that might be the fastest round that I've had in the tournament so far. Well, nonetheless,
Baby,
Zawlnei
just so very
in for a fast one. Although Zen does end up going down only after 1 kill. D push absolutely merciless, and again, it's only blocks right on the opposition's hands, so not much expected.
Yeah, they're just gonna mow down the opposition with the SMGs. 2-0, pretty fast. And second round coming in there, the anti-eco, barely any time wasted. Zawlnei, I'm just still trying to figure out how we're gonna pronounce this name.
Yeah, it's kind of a tongue twister, ain't it?
I'm gonna go with Zawlnei with the L being silent, but there's nothing silent about RedViperZ here as they just charge through long, but they have 2 CTs in position. They're able to respond back, not before the CTs find a couple of frags themselves. Deep. It's gonna be
Ready with the Molotov. It could be the deny coming in. Shade, the Molotov cancels the plan only temporarily, though the jump shot DB given far too much space to work with, and he capitalizes. That is not now as a spray comes in from RD, going again absolutely massive. How? How, Shade? How do you give a man so much room when there's one guy towards Goose and one guy towards Car, and he just jump shots your planter up, taking 4 jumps? Not 1, not 2, but 4 jumps. There should have been a spam instantaneously through that smoke.
There was a gap in the smoke there initially, but as soon as it gets re-smoked back out, the CT is like, hey, this is the time to try and go for that jump shot with the UMP, and doesn't it pay off? RedViperZ, they're back on the pistols here. They do have a little bit of firepower with the Deagles, but
they do have the firepower, that's all in good, Shade, but right now the CD side looks so much more powerful in their defense. Ooh, just to show. Oh, the nade, let's go, Kobe! Burned to death. Deeb and Log with beautiful nade molly follow up. I sensed that other shot, Shade. It looked so close to happening. That's not going to be the case. The bomb drop towards mid. Wide swing from B. Yeah, this is deep. This is done. It's all left on a fate. A 1 versus 3. A quad kill in total required to get the clutch. Sprays a little wild and iffy. Deep there to cut that short. 4-0. RedViperZ. Now that buy round kicks in. They have the op. Do you think that this is the game changer though, Shade? With having a very good buddy system in effect from the CD side, do you think an op is enough to counter this, or how do you feel like they need to run about this?
AWP is something that you can run, in fact, 2 on the CT side, but T side, they haven't really still given an answer to this A aggression, right? They've taken this peak here a couple of times. We saw them try and attempt the mid to be hit as well, completely stopped in its tracks by this man himself the last time. They win the duel. Maybe a start of something to come here.
Yep, they drop down the smokes from it to be that pushes Ariel GTA into an aggressive stance, but just end up getting him cut short. Although this, oh wow, they are so ahead in terms of the read, Shade. The push at long punished, the push towards upper tunnel is punished. RedViperZ, all they did is sit passive this round, and the kills essentially came to their feet, and they were more than happy to pick it up and pick up the round in return. 4-0 for now, a 2 versus 5. If the CTs would even dare to contest this. Right now, they're just hoping and praying that they get saved on the save. Although the push comes in, he goes down. Only one man left in the form of Bao. Gonna be good for the first, ends up going down thereafter. 4-1, RedViperZ with the start, but with just that, Shade. It's just a start. They need to make sure that they approach this round with absolute maximum caution, because the Deagles, we've seen the ugly side of the head, Shade, and it's not pretty to look at.
Yeah, the one round though that RedViperZ managed to win sends Zawlnei straight into an eco, and that is pretty much a telltale sign that some of the rounds have been won by Zawlnei, but not without a decent bit of casualties. But the early utility towards shot does give control back over to the trees, but looks like GTA wants to try and continue to put this Deagle to work. TRF finds himself to the B site as wide open.
And they should seal the deal. It's only Han Solo who remains. Heads in the sky, up in Cloud City, and he can beat a shine. Gets 1 frag, 4-2. Now, there should be another Deagle investment, if I'm not mistaken. There are 2 players who, if they invest completely, won't have much in way of utility. So, much rather prefer the save. I feel like we are getting what we requested in Eco, where Zawlnei will have enough time to get their economy set straight, their utility-based set straight, and potentially have a new default in the bag that completely wrecks RedViperZ offense. Because right now, RedViperZ, they are looking to be on quite the tear as they get both the entry into shot. It's just against armor-less Deagles. So the only way they'd end up losing this round is if they go single file one after the other, but that's not the case. They're together, unison on the entry. Beautiful shot from Bao, taking down TRF, who's already tagged so dead low. Beautiful second though, making this a little expensive, and RedViperZ now will have to come out with the reinvestment. But this is in perfect time, Shade, because now Zawlnei is going to come in with a complete investment. They could go for a double op setup if needs be, and that seems to be the trend. The double up setup, Shade. This is the first time I've seen it on the CT side, and it's sure to ring some bells.
Yep, RedViperZ is there on the back of being able to destroy the CT economy, get a couple of free rounds on the trot, and deep this time aggression towards long, and they find absolutely nothing. They lose one, and Sen unfortunately couldn't get back to cover, and RedViperZ, they're coming back into this match fast, but they leave an opening there. The smoke coming in a little bit late, but the CT is unable to punish, and once Wreck-It finds Han Solo, that is probably gonna be the call for the save here. RedViperZ is all set to level things up 4-4. This has swung around and swung around fast, OG.
Yeah, where we expected a landslide of a game, now RedViperZ are looking alive and well. Oh, I think the spots come in. M4 at range is good. Now, a 3 versus 2. If Bao actually landed that shot, it would be worth an attempt. But yeah, this is a good choice. They're gonna be on the save. Both the ops up, so they do still retain that double op setup, at least for now, because there could be an exit coming in through long. Bao takes down TRF, and there's bound to be one walking past Lal. Lal gets the frag and falls back. It's only Faith who survived on 20 HP. Now, RedViperZ, they've won the round. They've come to an equalizer, but they also stand a risk of losing everything that they've made so far. The reinvestment's expensive. Their economy is large, and it's able to at least look decent on the back of the reinvestment. If Zawlnei want to get back in the half and they want to get back strong, they need to win the next two rounds, in fact, in consecutive fashion. And they need to make sure that the RedViperZ do not have an economy so strong. Because right now it feels far too hard to break.
Indeed it is. 4-4. And Zawlnei, they're going to have to make do with the FAMAS on deep. But that does mean they're able to effort up the double op setup. We talked about double ops earlier for the Ts. But it's going to be the CTs to pull one up this time around. They did contest long last time around with a couple of CTs early on, but RedViperZ, they decide to push the incendiary, and that gamble pays off, gives them 2 frags very early on in the round. It's exactly that kind of plays that eventually gets you second guessing as the keep of smoke. The flashbang is on point. There might have been some friendly fire damage in there as well, but regardless, it's the CTs with an early man advantage.
Yeah, but now a 4-on-4, RedViperZ, the man disadvantage. They still have the op to play with though, and this is the best part about the op. The pickings get real easy, and the refrags get harder when you're against an op. Oh, a little asleep, but ends up getting the shot. Fakes the jump. Oh, that was so smart, but it did not pay off. They still do maintain the man advantage though. A 4v3, RedViperZ still have a lot of work left in that table, left unfinished. Close at mid, information relayed as to RedViperZ exact whereabouts. There could be a couple. There is 3 flashes left over on the Zawlnei arsenal. Flash coming through mid, counter flash. They might just play with each other on the other side of the smoke. Now here comes the fade and the switch. Ooh, that very well might have been the round lost there and then. Mind you, Sen is on such low HP. The smoke will completely lock him out, and this is a doable situation now. Zen, he has a massive task ahead of him, and he needs to come up clutch. This is what his team has worked for so hard. The flash is gonna be primed. The dodge is in. Low HP player in and dusted. It's already luckily Deep able to return fire, which was going to be one of the best clutches we've seen so far. Shade sadly has to go down the drain. 5-4. Zonin, they survive, but barely.
They let it come down to the wire there. But the 2v1 situation, they had the trade in place, and the CT is able to pull one back in, but it did cost them so many weapons. They're gonna have to go with just upgraded pistols. Despite the round win here, Han Solo, the only one who's gonna be able to have a rifle up in that AWP. Do you even count this as a round win at the end of the day, OG?
Not really sure. This is a very confusing round. Perhaps damage is the name of the game. Again, a lot of things would go through the comms normally in this process. People will have no clue of. So our best course of option right now is to guess. The only problem is, have RedViperZ double guess themselves. The bomb is all the way towards T base, while the rest of them are towards the A side. And this is the exact time that Zawlnei have chosen to go aggressive towards A long. Mind you, there is a rotation from mid. Luckily, there is a man on cover duty, so the bomb doesn't get denied as easily, although Lal has the right idea about this. They know what's up. They know the time is being delayed due to the bomb being in transition as well. They need the perfect time and the opening to get aggressive. That's the only way they win this round. Oh, a couple of taps. B. Deep not able to take anybody down with him, and the op shot missed. They should be done and dusted. 5-4. It might be the Deagle's out the door. The op shot missed. This could prove massive for Zonny, but yeah, cast the curse yet again. 5-5. RedViperZ find the equalizer. Zawlnei, they are in a very iffy state right now. Look at their economy. 3 of their members are well off, while 2 of them are just barely surviving in terms of how rich they could be. Yep, they make the right call here. Another eco. The CD half, it's really important for you to keep your economy up and running at all times. And that does call for a little bit of sacrifice. It seems like Zawlnei are ready to make that sacrifice. Let's see, the sacrifice does pay off though. We have an early setup towards B from both teams, having 3 men to take care of the area. Faith is all by himself. There is another man towards long, and it might be a flash setup what's in progress, but the only problem is the flashbangs are towards the B side, so RedViperZ better be a little wary as to where they tread.
Looks like they're going to drop the pop flash and try and aggressively push in. The Deagle can't find the second kill, and that's going to open up the B bomb site. Rotation's already coming in. GTA, a couple of shots off with the Deagle, but he's not going to find anything. And with that initial opportunity going by, I think the curtains have just come down on Zawlnei having a chance back into this. A shot rattled off with the AWP. Does indicate that there is a team playing towards lower already. The Molotov towards window has almost certainly put this round out of Zawlnei's reach. Deagle out, the charge through. Will offer one back across, and Sen finds 2 with the Deagle. Time is of the essence here, and Sen can't really make much happen there. They get the initial frags thanks to a couple of Ts getting a little too eager with the post plant, but the 2 Ts holding inside the site there. It's kind of 6-5. RedViperZ retake back the lead.
And they are in quite the position here in the first half. If they do dismantle this buy as well, the economy from the CD side will be completely demolished. They have a massive chance here to take a huge lead and potentially choke Zawlnei out of the second half before it even begins. Oh, the double spray. We didn't see this coming in. They line up yet again. A nade from Zen and they could be sent packing. Here comes the nades, but they're not in proximity to take damage. The crossing smoke just put on, and Fate's wrap around through short. The only thing is, Zawlnei are playing smart here. They've completely conceded side control. They're playing for the post plan of the ban advantage. They have defuse kits, they have utility. This is the best situation that Zawlnei could have asked for, considering how desperate of a round this is.
Looks like we will see a boost onto Bao, but do you really want to boost the man with the AWP here? Bao got the no scope. He's probably going to get another opportunity at that, but not the fastest of fingers. Fate somehow manages to hold on. AWP point blank range from Goose.
That was that is just wasted potential right there on the retake. They had so much that they could have done, but so little that they did. And RedViperZ, you've got to tell this shit. Starting right out the gate, they didn't look that great. They looked a little dry. Now they're looking resilient, and they have the audacity to get a double up setup on the T side. Alright, not something that you see every time of the day, let me tell you that. But when it does work, it's something to behold. The only problem I have with the shit is up against pistols. If you give away a double up to the CT side, you more or less should call quits from that moment to win the half.
But the teams have found that opening here, avoiding the pistols. There's no one at short. The two CTs have actually pushed long and are all the way back.
But Fate is close to the tunnels and he has an op. This is massive stuff. They're able to die. Oh, they do. They can save an op. Perhaps even get a kill or two. There is a man headed to swoop over and take the op. Rotations being committed in from mid. There is support here, Shade. This is still possible for them to at least damage some of the other way. The op shot missed. Sao on the fallback, not able to get anything done. Luckily, TRF comes in with some kind of backup. And round secured, op denied, and the double up setup still prevails on the side of RedViperZ. 8-5. RedViperZ, they've had more than their fair share of cake. Now they're getting really fat, Shade. And you know, the fatter you get, the better, because essentially that's less room in the couch for Zawlnei, which right now it seems like it's not the most comfortable couch to sit on, especially with 5 rounds on the CD side. It's going to be back against the wall if you don't get this round. Han Solo could get the collateral. He is just waiting for the big racket. He's like, come at me, bruh. Show me what you got. And he takes his life away. 4v4. The double up setup still prevails. On the side of RedViperZ, though, let's just hope Zawlnei did not give themselves up for any more free pickings, because that's exactly what's happening right now, Shade. Ooh.
The long hold has been anything but convincing so far. They've basically not bothered trying to get a lot of utility early on in that area. They've pretty much been satisfied just straight up taking raw aim duels, and it's a couple of times now that Zawlnei haven't really managed to do much up at long. This time around though, they do have the numbers advantage regardless here, as Uberkill starts to probe short. A nade comes, lands smack back in, drops him down to 42 HP. And Bao.
And are we seeing the punish of the double op just yet? ViperZ returns fire. A good start, a 3v2. What's he able to do from this? They have presence towards shop. There's a man in from CT, so it's gonna be Sen all to his lonesome. He better stand a massive on the defense duty. Oh! No! He's free. And now, deep with the utility. There should be a smoke there. Sorry, what?
That's a big misplay there. He spends at least a second and a half before he actually dropped that smoke down. Dropped it down to 40 HP, and he straight up takes the duel up against GTA. And there's only one way that fight was going, and it is the CT way. 6-8, heading into the last round of the first half.
Sometimes you have these minor moments where you panic, right? You think you clicked the button, but you didn't, and that is certainly a panic play, Shade. Perhaps a little bit of nerves need this thing from RedViperZ.
I mean, he preemptively ran in with the smoke in hand. He was expecting that incendiary to come through, but regardless, like you said, probably Butterfingers just managed to misclick and he switches off the smoke and he takes just about enough damage there, preventing him from being able to put himself in a decent position to get that 1v2 clutch.
I think Butterfingers is a new insult that I've never heard in a while, you know, just as a sly one for your teammates. Well, it seems like for now, Zawlnei, they might not have Butterfingers, but the defense is as smooth as butter because it just doesn't fail to get the advantage on the side of Zawlnei. Although, are we going to see a jump shot, Shade? Jump comes in, the punish, not in just yet, through the smoke. This is what we needed the round prior, Shade, where the jump shot actually worked. This is what was missing, and now it is here and it is loud. The plants towards side deep. This is a huge misplay. This is a huge misplay. There is no defuse kit though, so it's gonna be hard for Bao. There we go. The defuse kit's in, but that's more than enough time, right? Now the smoke's gonna dissipate, and Bao's jigs up. The king of Uber kill.
Yeah, he's won this round.
Yeah, the king period. He knows exactly what's up. The only way! That's the only way!
Does he have the time? He does!
Massive stuff! What in God's name did we just see from Bao? Take a bow, son! That's how you clutch. 8-7. I'm done.
What a clutch there. A quarter of a second later and he does not have time enough for the defuse. He turns around, picks up the kid, heads back out with the AWP, smashes it from above, and Zawlnei. 2 rounds to close out the first round. Looks like, again, we've had the UI bug out, so just give us a moment. We'll jump straight back into this match. Don't go anywhere.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's...
All right, back into the match here. A decent bit of damage done onto TRF there early on. Han Solo. Just poking away though.
The T-side have an ample amount of utility. 2 smokes and 4 flashes. They have something coming in with this pistol run, and it's really exciting, Shade. The initial smoke towards Xbox. If I'm not wrong, that was thrown. Yeah, it was thrown by the T-side and it completely missed its mark. Now the push at long. Are they gonna check Vince? Is the question. The flash, it actually blinds a beautiful flashbang, but no results from it. As the long defense just holds rock solid. The 3 versus 2 with Zanan being on the disadvantageous side, and the bomb broke to his long, so they're trying to make their way ASAP before rotations do come in though. The trades in. Han Solo needs to grab that bomb and make his way back fast. RedViperZ regrouping. And distraction bought in at the perfect moment. 8 was what RedViperZ started this half with. Now they can extend it to even double digits, Shade. Courtesy of that pistol round victory, they can amass a significant amount of rounds. And it's going to be on Zawlnei to actually bring out those plays which, like in the last round of the half, to keep themselves in this game, they need to be in it to win it, or else RedViperZ, they seem pretty dominant so far.
Flashbangs out. The Deagles
Deep.
from deep.
Yeah. Oh, almost gets it. Takes a bit of damage, but the wide swing from Zeno secures him that headshot, and it's only Deagles up on the board, right? A couple of players did invest into armor. Actually, Han Solo has a scout, so if they don't do damage this round, Shade, it's going to be quite expensive, because RedViperZ not only will get under double digits, but Zawlnei's economy will be, I guess, in peril until RedViperZ hit 12 rounds. Again, purely hypothetical, it's still possible that Zawlnei are able to pull this round back from the Rabbit's hat. Ooh, Han Solo missing a crucial flick, but bowed there with the Deagle. Perfect time on the response. If he only knew that the A side was wide clear, he could have gotten the plan. Sadly, not the scenario. Vince holding an off angle, getting caught off guard, but taps away to victory. And Wreck-It comes at the perfect time from CT to guard towards short to not allow the bomb to go down. If that bomb went down there, Shade, there's a high chance that they could have had a goodbye right now. But it seems that goodbye is the current message that RedViperZ are trying to send to Zawlnei.
10-7. Zawlnei is going to be back on just the mere pistols here, but they do put in one smoke and a flash. Has all the signs of a B rush here. Actually slow things down. Maybe not the case. Maybe they want to try and put this Deagle to use here early on. Not going to find an opening. It's just Xenon tapping away one by one. We should be able to clean up momentarily.
Yeah, it's just a clean sweep. Ooh! For a second I thought that's a team kill, but yeah, my eyes are a little too quick in that department. Deep should be going down. 11-7. The buy should be coming in for Zawlnei. They should get a single op. Again, I'm not gonna expect the crazy double upsetter that RedViperZ came in with. So single op is gonna be on Han Solo. They have the elements in play to play aggressive. Usually what you'd see some people do in the situation to resort is a fast play at cat with a man covering you through mid. Just a couple of flashes towards door while you're on the rush to make sure that the op's completely negated and removed from the picture. But now, a lot of pressure being applied towards mid. In fact, it's the king of Uberkill who has not had that good of a start to the game, to the match, let alone the game. Initial kill does come in though, and it's on Deep, who ends up netting himself that frag. Vince with a push towards long. His defense is so delicate. Another frag lost, and they very well might be on the losing end of the round. Man advantage, significant HP advantage on the side of Zenny, but there we go. Finally, somebody from RedViperZ stops the silence and gets himself a freebie. The man neutralizer coming in, but now is the commitment for the mid to be Recti. It's actually King who goes on top of the box, but not able to find the kill. Whereas it's Sion who actually manages to get the kill with the FAMAS, but the trades in and the B sides compromise. They might be able to get the frag on the playing window. What? Bow! He's been going absolutely insane with the op in the past few rounds. Coming up clutch for his team. And now RedViperZ, they need to wonder if they're still in it to clutch it, because at the B side, you don't have time.
And with the rifler having only 4 HP, that's a very low percentage play to go for. And knowing the fact that a couple of players don't really have the money on your side, TRF is just a $950 win set, it's a 600. You want to try and hang on to every bit of weaponry you can here. Not to mention the 2 kits as well. RedViperZ, they tried to push the smoke there through CT. Unfortunately, Zawlnei had an EWP in position at window to shut that down immediately, and RedViperZ, the element of surprise, not good enough there. 11-8. $5,000. They should be able to force buy into this. TRF is probably going to be the only one who's going to have to make do with an upgraded pistol, maybe.
I think King can even drop an M4 in this scenario as well, so it's not completely lost. And yeah, they might be in an iffy position, but they still do have the lead. Right now, what they need to consider is how do they approach this towards the middle of the round. A normal default towards the CD side of Dust 2 is have initial utility disposed towards long alongside the op, help get long control, and have a man play close to the doors to ensure that you maintain long control. Have the op rotate around CT car and just play retake towards A with the op watching towards A short. A man at CT, even if you want mid control really bad, you can have 2 men towards mid and 1 man towards B. This negates a lot of the aggressive stance that the T side can go for. And even if they are aggressive, they can be aggressive only at one avenue, which is A short. Again, you have an op watching that angle. If they do come into the A side, it's pretty hard to retake it if you have the numbers advantage, utility, and kits. So, yeah, RedViperZ, perhaps this should be their strat that they need to pull out of the bag. What do you think, Shade? What do you think RedViperZ have been doing so good but failed in the last round?
RedViperZ, I believe they've given up mid control fairly easily. Mid to B especially, Zawlnei has almost always had free reign there in isolating the CTs at B or forcing them into duels at mid to B. Last time around as well, we saw the Oppa was in position at CT. He even had an opening through the smoke, but couldn't really do much of that. Eventually, when the rifler does join in, they decide to push through the smoke and try and bring the element of surprise. But Zawlnei, they were up for the challenge. But by and large, in this entire matchup, we've seen a lot of back and forth throughout. So I don't think that is a cause of concern yet for RedViperZ. They don't really need to hit the panic button just yet. They still have the 3-round advantage. But I think they need. But I still think RedViperZ, they need to be wary of having their economy under control here for the remainder of the half. Because they let that slip by. Zawlnei are gonna get a few free rounds and a head start back into this match.
They definitely do. That was so close, Shade. Oh, damn! Almost woke me up. For now, 11-8. This game has been going pretty to and fro, Shade. Zawlnei, they have everything in them to take this lead back. The nade, oh, just an inch off. Could have potentially taken Han Solo down a significant amount. RedViperZ, the way they're approaching control is really nice in this round. The only thing I'm a little against is the way Zeno is playing towards a ramp where he has to contest towards the side if they do commit to a hit. And like you said, Shade, RedViperZ have been very passive in the way they're approaching mid control and might come back to bite them yet again. Because Zawlnei have an inkling as to how they want to approach this round. The only problem is, if they try to even hit the B side, there are 3 men who lie in wait for that exact play. Bow. AWP control towards short. Dropping it down, if I'm not wrong, towards entrance where they might be able to take a double boost as well. There should be a second smoke, if I'm not mistaken, to block off the initial peak from CD elevator. Not sure where that's missing. The Molotov, complete fail. They did try to take an engagement towards mid where Deep has been taken down significantly low. Bow. A ballsy peek from mid, Fate to punish him, and the mid to B commitment. They were 3 players towards B, but that doesn't matter. Fate almost coming up massive, as it's left the op with it all to do. Wreck-It, he's absolutely wrecking it there. Beautiful show with the op. Again, put under so much pressure, he delivered. Are you sure though? Zeno with an op?
Wait.
Confusion?
Did they call for the round reset?
I'm not sure on that. It was... Yeah, it is 11-8. I'm not really sure on that, Shay. It was 12-8 if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, RedViperZ.
Yeah, I'm as confused as you are there, but no confusion about the tag towards mid launching there. Faith gets tagged down to 31 HP.
Nade does next to no damage. The shot control though, the shot play hasn't been really evident from RedViperZ. It might be able to counter what Zawlnei have been trying to do, which is get easy control towards mid. A flash, and there could go a massive landslide of kills. Although Bao finally replies, but that's the only frag that TSAT has found thus far. Han Solo, he's been concealed towards mid. Oh, Fade! He takes the engagement, the spray is long, and it's now left Han Solo with an all to do. Has gotten 1 kill in the round already, needs the quad if he needs to come up clutch. 1 minute on the clock, the bomb all the way outside upper tunnels, and he's flashed. Could be bagged. King does not find that kill though, and they have no whereabouts as to where the bomb is. The peek towards mid, and Racket punishes it massively. 13-8. RedViperZ 3 rounds away from taking this one home. And boy, we've seen one Bangla team go out today, but we're seeing one Bangla team stepping up massively. Beautiful performance from either of these teams. This game has been a delight to watch so far. And RedViperZ, especially Xeno, he's been going head and shoulders for his team. Insane performance, 28 kills mind you, throughout the game up until now. And now we go massive yet again. The spray, merciless in a slaughter, takes 2 down with him. It's only pistols up against him, but the more down. Recoil Masters on the side of RedViperZ as they just comfortably press mouse 1. 14-8. RedViperZ looked so dry. Zawlnei looked so dry on that T side. They're not able to find any success, Shane. This is worrying. This is very worrying if you're Zawlnei.
Yeah. Might just be their last buy into this match. They do have the 5 AKs out, a wealth of utility to try and make something happen. Backs against the wall. They're down a lot of rounds. They're contesting towards mid, and they kept the all-important opener. They do have full control of the A side here as well. It's just the one CT who's playing in from long. Xenon actually decides to push up aggressively. He spotted out 2 players. Will he be able to transition? So he has. They almost line up, but
yeah, that was a very questionable play, Shay. They could have just played off the man disadvantage and tried to hold the retake. See, if they would have done the exact same thing right now, it would have been a 4 versus 4. But this is still doable. They're still finding frags. Zawlnei still taking engagements for some odd reason. And this is a solo hold to a shot. There needs to be an absolutely massive play made from ViperZ if they need to make their way back into this one, and Faith cannot. The defense is a little disturbing, Shade. With the plant being for short, if I'm not mistaken, there was only 1 man there. You've got to play for the post plant, and you need to have really powerful positions in the post plant to make it work. One engagement goes haywire there, and Zawlnei risks, for as much as they did, they risked the entire round for that. They need to be a little wary of these facts and play accordingly on the T side, because they're not going to be gifted rounds every time of the day. And RedViperZ have been real clear in making that a fact. Is that a double knife coming in before?
Yeah, there's a couple of friendly knives coming through, but it should be a fairly straightforward cleanup. The CT takes was short.
Gets derailed. 10-14, Zawlnei, they hit double digits. This is what I wanted, Shade. This is how you reply in kind. The comeback has to be step after step after step. And right now, they're taking those baby steps. They could make their way back into this game, but it's all going to be on this round, because now RedViperZ have enough money to invest into a setup, but it doesn't look like a really good one. They're missing a lot of Molotov. They only have 2 in the entire round to begin with, and 3 smoke considering they just disposed it through crossing. To take it long, this is how you play with low utility. You just completely negate long control, try to get an early engagement towards mid and LT, although Deep seems more than ready for this. TRF, his gun barrel is a little exposed, that shot, and the bullet giveaway. He needs to be on the retreat. The man disadvantage. Zawlnei on the verge of pulling off a very impressive comeback. Uber sets himself up perfectly to find the crossing, and he disengages. Smart stuff. And now he's given away sound. So they know about the mid presence. They know about how the setup is towards A. Zawlnei has every piece in the puzzle, and they are starting to put it together. Beautiful frag towards short, 2 versus 4. RedViperZ being choked out of air yet again. Fate, he could have done massive this round, dropping the bomb in transition, but that's not gonna be what's gonna keep them in. Rather, it's Wreckage with aggression through CT who finds the first. He's down a 7 HP, down a 5 HP back, but he still finds the kill. What? Bao is down as well. He can't afford to die, and he won't. But massive stuff coming in from Wreckage here, keeping the economy of Zawlnei low, which just mitigate their chances of a comeback. And forcing them on the reinvestment.
RedViperZ, they've fallen into that pit again. The money just hasn't stabilized. It's broken back out again, and Zawlnei taking massive steps back into this match. RedViperZ are on the cusp, but they're not quite over the finish line just yet. And with just the upgraded pistols, they're going to go for a B stack, as Zawlnei completely avoid them and head back round towards A. The gamble from the CT is not going to pay off.
Yeah, and it's only Bao who's towards LT. Perhaps try getting an AK. I guess is their best... Oh, never mind. It might just be a Modown trade. I've seen quite a bit of it today.
Oh.
Trigger discipline, let's go! Let's go! This is... it's been so long since you've seen Trigger discipline like that, right?
Yeah.
It's been so long and it's so refreshing. It's nice. It's only against pistols though. So not much to take home, but impressive showing of nerves nonetheless. 12-14. When we were quick to count them out, Shade, they came in with the response. They've taken this step by step by step, and now are stepping distance away towards the equalizer. The investments in from RedViperZ, they have gone down to their absolute last penny, breaking their piggy banks. And you better hope that they've not broken out on their luck just yet. They have the op, they have it on Wreckage, who's come up a little short on a couple of these rounds, but he's the one who's been doing the impact. The flashes in, the peek is out, but it's not perfect. The spray down doesn't connect. The refrags are in though. The buddy system in full effect. And Zawlnei, a man down, a minute 35 in the clock, a 3 versus 2. These early engagements, they decide so much as to how these rounds are going to be. And right now, RedViperZ have been predicating on their buddy system, which has given them this round in a winnable scenario. We've seen rounds like this go down south, Shade. There is a little bit of utility left on the T side, but a perfect Molotov forces them to play into the hands of RedViperZ. The flashes in, the rotation is out. The off towards CT. Zeno on the wide swing, jumping atop the box. He is Bowser, and he is just cleaning house. 15-12, RedViperZ on map and match point. Zawlnei, they have the money to reinvest. They need 3 rounds back to back if they are to push this to overtime. But they have just a glimmer of hope left in this matchup before they do get eliminated.
It is just poetic that it actually came down to an all-out brawl at long. We've seen that throughout the entire match, pretty much defining how most of these rounds have gone, and it was only justice that the round that eventually gives RedViperZ the match point also comes on a back of similar play here. But Zawlnei, this time around, they're not too keen on early fights. They know what's at stake. It's a position in this tournament, and they've gotten off to the best start possible as Bao finds himself an opener. The early man advantage, but let's see if Vincent is going to risk it all, trying to level things up. Moves into the aggressive position at long and pays for it dearly. But there's a play. Oh my lord!
Massive! This has just completely turned the tables on Zawlnei, and now at 2 versus 3, favoring RedViperZ. The bomb not spotted just yet. RedViperZ, They made the huge play, but they don't have as much information backing them at this moment. Bao gets a kill towards mid on a ViperZ. Utility is existent, but it's on Han Solo who has the bomb. A one versus two shade.
Oh, 1 versus 2. It's gonna be down to Han Solo. He has the C4. He's made his way towards B and he's been spotted out as well. In comes the plant. This is to keep Zawlnei in the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament, and he's gonna go on the aggressive. He's posted himself up towards the window. The CT's taking their time coming in. They don't really want to give an opportunity, but he gets taken out. Oh no, that is it. DGs are called. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be Zawlnei getting knocked out and RedViperZ taking the win 16-12 and progressing through to the round of 32.
All right, that was an amazing game. GG, well played to Zawlnei, but congratulations to RedViperZ for making it through to the round of 32. Now, that match had so many great moments. We saw a great clutch come in from Zawlnei, but ultimately, you know, on the side of RedViperZ, Zeno was the one that, you know, I feel we should watch that guy. He's really good. What are your thoughts after this last game for the day?
RedViperZ were the better team for the majority of that match. They started off very strong, but Zawlnei towards the mid part of that first half were able to crawl a few rounds back, and they continued with that momentum into the second half as well. But RedViperZ, when it came down neck and neck there, they were able to clutch things out at the end. Zawlnei were given a small opportunity back into that match, but RedViperZ shut it down as fast as that opportunity came by, and they're able to squeeze themselves through to the round of 32.
All right, guys, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. That is all for today. We stream 4 games on the weekends, so you can expect us to be back tomorrow. Now, subscribe to this channel, click that bell icon so you get the notifications. We have links in the description to get all the tournament details or to check out any Lenovo products if you want to. So without further ado, we're going to close this. I'm Apollonia. This is Shade, and we also had OG Casting. We'll see you next time.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.